WISC-TV now presents For the Record. An update on the work of the peace and social justice movement We Are Many, United Against Hate is next on For the Record. Thanks for joining us. I'm Neil Heinen. The inclusive, multicultural, nonpartisan We Are Many, United Against Hate continues to grow in breadth and reach. There's another major event coming up in October, but United Against Hate founder Masood Akhtar has expanded the conversation to area high schools with great success. Later in the show, we will hear from school officials from Mount Horeb and McFarland. But to begin, Masood Akhtar and I are joined by two students from Mount Horeb High School, United Against Hate Advisory Board members Samuel Szalkowski and Levi Schlimgen. Sam and Levi, thanks very much for joining us. Just briefly before we start, Masood, bring us up to date on what United Against Hate's been up to.
Well, since we were here last time, we have made tremendous progress. The movement that we have is now combined with momentum. And when you have that going, and then you combine that with youth, then you know you're heading in the right direction. Yeah. And that's what you're going to see today here, what this movement is all about and how these kids are engaged.
Are the billboards up since last we talked?
Yes, it's out there too.
So people will see those.
They can see that and they can look at that and drive around and sign up and get more updates from us. And our intent is to take that campaign basically statewide first, to have this billboard campaign as well. What we believe at United Against Hate is that people who are going through all of these challenges are feeling that they really have to join this activity, because we believe that this is the way people have to be engaged in these activities and moving on, working together.
So tell us what it looked like in Mount Horeb. What was the event like?
So it was Arno and Pardeep are the two speakers, and Pardeep was his father was a victim of the Oak Creek shooting.
The Sikh massacre, as it was called. Yep, right.
Yeah, and Arno was a former white supremacist who had helped found the hate group that the man who did the shooting.
Yep. And they've been touring, they've been on the news, and they came to Mount Horeb and spoke in front of the group.
Yeah. So,
who was there?
Everyone.
The whole
school was in the gym.
Grades.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like 800 people, students showed up. It was just like a very exciting moment.
And a couple community members as well. I think there was some people invited. So yeah, it was amazing.
And what was it like to listen to them? What was the auditorium like as they're talking?
The gym was, honestly, it was dead silent, because I think everyone was like actually listening to them, unlike a couple of other events that have happened. But everyone was captivated by them. They were really intrigued by their stories, and it was just a really amazing event.
What, just if you could describe, what is the atmosphere, the environment like in Mount Horeb for this kind of a conversation? What's the inclusiveness conversation, the multicultural conversation in Mount Horeb like?
I mean, Mount Horeb is very, it's relatively rural. It's a suburb of Madison, so people are exposed to different cultures, but it's still a very, very white, like regular, a cliche American town, and there's not a lot of culture, and so I think for me it's surprising how receptive people are to the inclusiveness talks, because this was really well received in a town that's not very diverse.
That says something about the people of Mount Horeb, doesn't it? What did you hear? What did you hear from fellow students?
A lot of our friends, afterwards they came up to congratulate us and thank us for actually trying to do something in this town. But yeah, a lot of people, they saw it as like a step forward in the community.
Do you think it was hard? Do you think it was hard for some students, for some community members to really engage with this idea?
I mean, so I think that there's a lot of different, we have a widespread of viewpoints as is everywhere, and so I think there were definitely, I know some people who I've talked to who probably weren't in favor of the event, but there were people who were so touched. There's one person who has struggled a lot, and it's a transgender boy, and he was talking with Pardeep. There was a lot of connection going, and it was an amazing thing to see.
That feels powerful. Yeah. What struck you?
Yeah, talk to us about what happened afterwards. You did some follow-up with Arno and Pardeep, where you said, okay, come on over, we want to do something about it, right? So.
Oh yeah, so Serve to Unite is Arno and Pardeep's foundation, and it's, you want to talk about it?
They go all over Wisconsin, and they visit schools and a lot of smaller communities, but also a lot in Milwaukee, where they're originally from. They do just a lot of community work, and they get together with a lot of students and help, I guess. They talk to them and like spread their stories and try to motivate people to do more.
Yep. And so what's next? Have you thought about how you might use this experience going forward?
I mean, certainly it's encouraging to see like people our age being interested and engaged by this concept of inclusiveness, especially in a small town that's not diverse. And so I'm hoping, in partnership with Masood, he and I are both United Against Hate board members.
Yep.
So hopefully branching out to youth just like in McFarland. And hopefully we have a Mount Horeb chapter of Serve to Unite now, so working on that and trying to get work done in our community.
Well, it sounds like a terrific event. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Because I know it was a success. And thanks for coming on to share your stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, Masood and I will be joined by a teacher and assistant principal from Mount Horeb right after this.
For the Record, sponsored by MG&E, your community energy company.
For well over a decade, WISC TV3 and Channel 3000 have paid tribute to top-notch teachers nominated by our viewers. Every month, we spotlight and salute an area teacher, and we want to hear about your favorite. If you know a teacher who deserves to be recognized as a top-notch teacher, send us a letter, an email, or nominate a teacher at channel3000.com.
Top-notch teachers, sponsored by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries and by Concordia University.
Shopko's lower than our lowest price sale is back with crazy low prices. Pepsi 12-pack cans, 2 for $5. 60% off backpacks. Wow! Plus, get $10 in Shopko bucks when you spend $50 or more. Hurry! Crazy low prices end Monday at Shopko.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Hospital. Trusted care close to home.
Gaming Madison is now Wisconsin's only 100% smoke-free casino. So now you can breathe easy, Wisconsin, only at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Denali, a badge of honor for the relentless, who never tire of striving for the best. This is your invitation to upgrade. The GMC Denali Invitation, going on now. Visit your GMC dealer today. Get these offers on select 2018 GMC Denali models when you finance through GM Financial.
For an attractive offer, visit these GMC dealers today.
And I'm back with We Are Many United Against Hate founder Masood Akhtar, and we are joined now by Mount Horeb High School teacher and student council advisor Christina Breunig and activities director and assistant principal Kolleen Nesheim. And thank you both very much. All right, so the students bring to you this idea, which I didn't think we made clear, but this originated with Sam and Levi. What did you think?
Well, after they saw the panel discussion in Madison with Masood and Arno and Pardeep, they came to my room before school even started. They handed me a flyer and they said, we need to get these people here. This is a message Mount Horeb needs to hear. And so seeing their passion and their excitement for it, I knew this was something pretty special, and if we could make it happen, I wanted to try to do that for them.
And at some point, I think I remember Masood telling me, probably after talking to you, Kolleen, that you had said this needs to be the whole school invited to this.
Yeah, we didn't want to just decide on one group. We thought, let's bring everybody in, which can be a little scary, especially when you have everybody in a gym. But we had 800 people in there, and they took over. Levi and Sam, it was their passion, and I think that our student body really absorbed that. They could feel their passion for what they were about to introduce.
Sam mentioned community members were there. Did you open it up to the community and just invite?
No.
Okay.
Word of mouth. Kids go home, they hear things. I think we talked about it about a week ahead of time. We had Sam and Levi talk to our staff first. We wanted the staff to know what was going on. And then kids started to talk a little bit. So we did have some parents that contacted me and our principal and asked a little bit about it. And so we did have a few come in, and they were welcomed in, and it was great to have everybody there.
What did it feel like to you in that room as Arno and Pardeep are talking, and you're watching all these students absorb the message?
Well, usually when you have 800 high school students in a gym, they get antsy. This lasted about 2 hours. They were speaking to the group, and like Levi and Sam said, they were captivated. Their message and their story is so powerful that I think every student just listened and absorbed the message that they had that day. And so it was truly a powerful event, and one that right afterwards I had many students say, can they come back next year? So
what shape had this conversation taken prior to this, Kolleen, at the high school, in terms of the school's approach to inclusivity, to messages of acceptance and tolerance and those kinds of things? And has it changed since the event?
Well, there's so many different groups in our school. So if nothing else, this just adds on to it another layer to bring everybody together, all the different groups. Unfortunately, it was in May. And so by the time we got done, and it was late in May, school's out. And so you kind of feel like we just had all this. We didn't want it to end. Nobody wanted to leave the gym that morning. And then school's out, now we don't have our students around. So just, conversations and meetings over the summer, and can't wait to get everybody back so we can start it up again and have our student chapter going, and Christy will work with them, and I can't wait.
This was the first school group that you worked with.
Yes.
And I know you were excited about it, but it was new, and unpredictable. How do you use this experience going forward?
Well, it was very powerful. I was just listening, and these guys, 2 kids were moderating the whole session. They just took over the whole thing. We empowered them, and they were very excited about it. That really, when the program was aired, people watched that. And then I am getting so many phone calls from not only high schools, but also Edgewood College, MATC, all university campuses, and others. People are willing to not only organize an event, but work with us as a partner to work in some of those areas as well. So this is very exciting for us, because we at United Against Hate really believe in this, that if people can easily be manipulated to hate people, they can easily be unmanipulated to learn love through education. So this education piece for us is very, very critical. And I think it's moving on. We always talk to people about, in this kind of environment, it's not blue wave or red wave or even red wall. It's going to be youth wave that's going to make a change. And that's what we're talking about through this organization, and working with youth to make that change here, so people can see what we do here in Wisconsin, so that they can do it in other states.
Now, I'm going to give credit to McFarland for going second. However, going first, I mean, it was risky. Did you think about that? And isn't it kind of cool that Mount Horeb went first?
We were very nervous, to be honest, because we didn't know exactly what the presentation was going to entail, but Arno and Pardeep came down the day before, and we actually wound up having dinner with them. And
that's right.
We got to ask them questions. We had some student council members there. Sam and Levi were there, and so I think that really eased our mind. And then once it happened, and once we saw their presentation and everything, we would do it again in a heartbeat.
I mean, you now have 2 students who are on the United Against Hate Advisory Board, and this Mount Horeb representation is there, and it's become part of what Mount Horeb's all about, right?
It will be. It will be exciting.
Any advice for your friends at McFarland?
Oh, listen, let the students have fun with it. Meetings, it was really nice that we were able to talk beforehand. It eased my fears when we had dinner, and just everybody's got a story, and that's what it's all about.
Have you heard any conversation in the community outside of the school about the event?
I had parents right away that evening, the next few days, thanking us for doing it.
My kids came home.
My kids came home, and I've never seen them this excited about an assembly before. Thank you for opening up that dialogue. I had no idea that I would get that type of feedback.
And from community members who maybe don't have kids in the school, have you heard anything?
Yeah, we had a few there. They want to help. They're on a few of, I believe, some of the work that you're doing with them. They were there that day. They live in Mount Horeb, so we'll reach out to them this fall too and get them back in.
Very cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think that's great. And when we come back, we're going to preview an upcoming session at McFarland High School right after this.
Start the school year off right with the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, when you buy any size Aspen bed-in-a-box model, you'll get a free space base and the shipping is free. Or how about 2 of our best sellers at their lowest prices ever? The Queen Size Summit is just $179.99, and the Queen Size Doctor's Choice Plush is now just $439.99. Come in and save on a great night's sleep at the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress.
The skills you can develop in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your interests in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Gain practical experience with emerging technology and equipment that you can transfer to an exciting new field. Get a head start on your career while serving part-time and earning money to pay for college. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Where can you buy 2014 VW Passats for only $10,995 at Gobin Cars? Hi, I'm Don the Deal Man.
And I'm Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
And we've got the deal for you. 2014 VW Passats with low miles leather seats for only $10,995. And with only $100 down, your payment's only $179 per month.
So hurry in today and get your 2014 Volkswagen Passat for only $10,995 or $179 per month. Go to Gobin Cars East or West.
GobinCars.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-535-4960 or go to Mesobook.com.
I'm back with United Against Hate founder Masood Akhtar, and we are joined by McFarland High School Associate Principal and Assessment Coordinator Ann Nichols and teacher and advisor Angela Bazan. And thank you both very much for joining me.
Thank you.
Principal Nichols, this is a little bigger event than what happened in Mount Horeb. Talk about what you've got coming up.
Oh, it's very exciting. We are kicking off our year with Arno and Pardeep coming to our school. We have already invested with partnering with our library, the E.D. Locke Library, our community. We're going to be having a community book read that we kick off in September 1st, a discussion that's going to be later in the month, and this is all before they're going to come to the school.
Okay.
So we have a parent night for the school, back to school night. Arno and Pardeep will be there and be able to meet parents, meet with the students. They'll do some, yeah, really exciting. They'll get to do a little bit of presentation, question and answer.
Yep.
And then on the 27th, we have the full school assembly.
August 27th. Okay.
September 27th.
September 27th.
Okay. Yeah. So over 700 kids will be there. Parents are being invited, community members.
Okay.
And then on Friday, Arno and Pradeep will be speaking to the entire district, K-12 educators.
So it's what, 3 days?
It's a 3-day event.
Yeah. So all of this planning has taken place since the end of school? Or it didn't start while the kids were school? Are the students involved in it at all at this point in the planning?
Yes, we have some of our students with our multicultural club, our Black Student Union, Girl Up. A lot of our clubs
that meet over the summer, you mean?
That we've talked to them about the project. We've put some things on our school website, our school Facebook page. Just little teasers. This is coming. It's going to be great. We've got our T-shirts ready.
Right.
It's going to be quite an event.
How do you think the students are going to engage, Angie?
Well, I think they will be super excited, and we've worked really hard not only to engage the students, but our entire community.
Right.
That was really important to us, that when the kids get this message, they take it and create action, but when they go home and tell their parents, hey, look what we did at school today, we want the parents to be able to say, yeah, we heard about that too, let's talk about it, let's have that conversation.
So that's a little different than what they did in Mount Horeb. Does this increase students' feeling of ownership, that they're sharing it with the community rather than doing it themselves? Or?
We hope so, and that was our goal, is that we want the students to take ownership, but we really want to affect change in our entire community. Our school is a big part of our community, and so it's a great place to start, but we wanted to include our entire community. We've partnered with the local library, who's going to sponsor a book read for the entire community prior to Arno and Pradeep coming, and then the parents and the community members will be able to come and hear them speak on the 26th. And we've also partnered with our village board to work on making change in our village. So we've really reached out to include the entire community in affecting change.
Boy, for you, I would imagine it's really exciting.
It's very exciting.
Have it so different and expanding the idea, the concept.
And think as a part of that, as I said before, is a momentum that's building and the partnership. People are taking ownership. What we plan to do after September event is that we will have 2 of these guys from Mount Horeb, but then we're going to couple from their school, engage into this as a part of the team. Then we go to the next one. Particularly in the future, we'll be targeting some of those high schools that are located in rural areas where they haven't seen people of color and others. But these youth, as a part of team, are going to organize some of those events to say, this is what we learned, that's what we need to do. And engaging is going to be critical in all of these things, and that's what we believe in it.
I'm sure it's still a small population, but like every community, McFarland, there's an increasing number of students of color that you're seeing there, and families of color in the community.
Yep.
And what's the community conversation like right now? I mean, is it as receptive to this inclusiveness as you're making it seem?
Yeah, I mean, there's always, people are tentative, are scared, they don't want to say the wrong thing. We have a community group that's met for a couple years now that we call the Equity Roundtable.
Okay.
The focus that we're taking for this project is empathy. That's the lens.
For Walk a Mile in My Shoes.
For Walk a Mile in My Shoes, we're talking about empathy, having empathy for others. What is it like to hear their story? What is it like to live their lives? And through empathy, we can create understanding. We want to be able to teach our students how to be active listeners, how to have courageous conversations, how to disagree with respect, and to understand, I see where you're coming from, here's where I'm coming from. So, and to be able to get together and say, yeah, I didn't think about that before. Yeah. I mean, that's how we make change, and it's a grassroots.
And I think empowering our students to do those things gives them the opportunity to then be the leaders within our community and teach their parents and the adults within our community to have those same conversations.
Yeah. To the extent you can speak for other teachers, Angie, are other teachers embracing this as a new component of the inclusiveness part of the curriculum?
I think our teachers will be very, very welcoming. You know, this isn't just a one-and-done event to McFarland. We're trying to change the culture of our school and our community. So we're going to work on this all year long. We're going to include it in our curriculum across the board. We're going to have an event in February called the Human Library, where kids will be able to sit down one-on-one and hear other people and learn their stories, and be able to literally walk a mile in somebody else's shoes and see what it's like to be a student of color in our school district or within our community. And so we really want to help them have those conversations and continue to do so all year long.
Right. I know you know this, but you know the elements of Arno and Pardeep's story, the fact that there was a death involved of a family member and someone who admits to kind of fomenting this hatred. Those are tough things. Those are tough things to hear and tough things to talk about. So your community, your students are going to be prepared to do that.
It is. Everybody's on board as far as supporting the students through tough conversations. A lot of pre-teaching is going to go on that first month before Arno and Pardeep are here. What does it mean to have empathy? We're going to survey the students so we can see how they've grown, how they've changed. You know, it's educate first. It's teaching that empathy piece. It's calling them to action, empowering them. And then we'll see where they take it.
We got 30 seconds. Yeah. October, the next United Against Hate event for everybody is October
7th. Yeah, Union South.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about demystifying Muslims and Islam.
Great speaker.
Great speaker. And Dalia Mugaid, she's going to come from DC and talk about it. We're still building the portfolio. There are other co-hosts who are going to join with us, but we're all excited about it.
We'll talk about it more here. Thank you very much. Congratulations for going second. We're going to wrap up For the Record right after this.
Experience the versatility of utility at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2018 NX300 all-wheel drive for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Start the school year off right with the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, when you buy any size Aspen bed-in-a-box model, you'll get a free space base and the shipping is free. Or how about two of our best sellers at their lowest prices ever? The Queen Size Summit is just $179.99, and the Queen Size Doctor's Choice Plush is now just $439.99. Come in and save on a great night's sleep at the back-to-school sale at Denver Mattress.
This is an exciting time in the energy industry.
The world is changing, and we want to work toward common goals.
Toward a cleaner energy future, driven by innovation, powered by working together.
By working with customers, we provide customers what they want.
MGE is your community energy company for the future, powering our community, sharing your values, partnering to meet your needs. Visit energy2030together.com to create a more sustainable future together.
Experience the impossible with me, J. Owen House. I promise it'll be a magical night you will never forget. Friday, August 24th at the Overture Center's Capitol Theater.
Experience the versatility of utility at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2018 RX 350 for $429 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
My thanks to Horeb, McFarland, and United Against Hate. We'll see you next week on For the Record.